welcome back to the Citizen channel. You're all staying safe and well, and we have a City at the Movies, a City at the Movies special. Today we're going to have a look at a recent release as I'm recording this on the 29th of April. On the City site, City Plus, you do need a subscription to City Plus, and when you get little things like this, it's possibly worth the subscription. Only $1.99 a month, as far as I know. I'm sure they've not put it up. So, yeah, it's great to watch this. So, we're going to look at something called Kings of the Hill today. So, if you're a big City fan, you probably know what that's about. 32 minutes, this one. Of course, there will be spoiler alerts on this, guys. Unless you don't know, if you don't know the score of what happened this season, what happened on the hill, etc., there will be spoiler alerts. So I'm going to I've had a quick look at it, a quick watch of it, and really enjoyed myself watching it. Of course, it does start, as these City documentaries do tend to start, with the end at the beginning, which is how they do it, but it's not my sort of thing. We get introduced very quickly the great red and black kit, of course, we wore at Ewood Park that day. Of course, a point would do, as it did. Remember that Bradford City game? A point would have been enough to sort us out and get us going. So, but we don't think like that as City fans, do we? I mean, points don't go. We want to go to win. So, and obviously the title of this is On the Hill, Kings of the Hill. So, obviously, were you on the hill that day? Let me know, please. I encourage you to let me know your thoughts on this as well, because a couple of things I'll point out later that I was just a little bit disappointed with this little documentary. And as I said, it started with the end. We get voiceovers, of course, at the start, including Joe Royle. I prefer them to stick it all. You see the goals and replays of the goals at Blackburn. It gets the atmosphere. It's good as a trailer, but I suppose that's what they use as a trailer. I'm not too sure. So, but after 2 minutes, 20 seconds, finally we get to the story itself. And you can't talk about Kings of the Hill without talking about perhaps that season and how it all started, how it came about, of course, which was the playoff final the season before against Gillingham. And it shows us that Weaver saving that marvellous penalty before he roamed off on a sprint around Wembley. So we're back in Division 1, of course. IDOS for the guys. I've got this shirt here that I got from City itself. I've played in a charity match. So this is the only IDOS one I've got. Only one with IDOS on. I've lost loads over the years, but this is it. So we had IDOS, of course. Tomb Raider, yes. We didn't have Angelina Jolie. We had some other lady who featured, but she wasn't bad. I've seen worse, that's for sure. My compliments. A lovely looking girl promoting the old IDOS and, of course, Tomb Raider and City sponsors, of course. And we get to the football, and we see brief highlights of sort of goals and stuff like that. And of course, it started with that season where it ended on the hill. Started with a loss to Wolves, of course, and a draw at Fulham. So not the greatest start, but then a 6-0 win at home to Sheffield United. We were on our way, weren't we? And we're right, we didn't win every game after that, but the confidence grew, and there were talks about this. I'll tell you the contributed to this at the end, but the contributions from fans and the players' confidence grew, and Joe Royle, etc. So, as I said, we do get sort of brief highlights of some of the goals. And early doubts about automatic promotion, which is what we all wanted, was beginning to drain away. Although most of us wouldn't have minded another playoff trip, wouldn't have minded another trip to Wembley at that stage. We get a bit blasé with them now, but certainly at that point in time, a lot of us would have been well happy. And I think that's reflected in what happened in of course, our last game at home at Main Road against Birmingham City, of course, which we'll talk about in a second. So, yeah, we then forward to that game, the game I just mentioned. The programme's up there in the corner. Birmingham at home, the penultimate match. We sat second to Charlton, and, of course, Ipswich were the only other team perhaps who could damage our automatic promotion at that stage. So it goes back to this Birmingham game. Chest pumps from the legend Spencer Pryor. And, of course, it was a game decided in our favour just by one goal by Robert Taylor, who, of course, had lined up against us in that for Gillingham just 12 months previously, and nearly put us on our, out of that one, didn't he? So that was quite, what's the word? Is it irony? I suppose it is in a way, but these things happen, don't they? And, of course, the Main Road pitch invasion, which worried Joe Royle because the confidence. But, hey, we were in the playoffs at least, even whatever happened at Blackburn, even if we didn't get a point at Blackburn, we were in the playoffs. So we weren't tempting fate. We weren't trying to be cocky, which a lot of people said at the time. It was just City fans celebrating, supporting Manchester City, and that's what we did. Last home game, we invaded the pitch, perhaps with more gusto than we have done in other ones. perhaps less gusto than the Luton game back in 1983, but that was a totally different scenario. But there you go. We were just celebrating supporting City. And of course, we go on to the what the documentary's about, of course, Blackburn away. And just a point there would get us automatic promotion, even if Ipswich had won their game, of course. So it went to 7th of May, of course, year 2000. And Royal and the players talk about City fans everywhere. I wasn't lucky enough to have a ticket for that one. And say if you were there, let me know. And of course, with City fans, it's only not far away, is it, Blackburn, guys? If we couldn't have took many thousands to that game, we may as well give up. I think the estimates were somewhere between 17,000, 18,000 City fans in and around, and lots outside, etc., who couldn't get tickets, of course. But fans were everywhere from early morning, getting on well with the Blackburn fans, from what I believe, and that's the way it is. Blackburn was never a place you ever went with trepidation at any stage, even when there was, the football violence of the 70s and 80s. Blackburn wasn't the sort of place that you sort of watched your back too much. You could always get in the wrong place at the wrong time, of course you can, but it's always a friendly place to go. And I think the atmosphere that day was sort of did that. I mean, obviously, what happened during and after the game, of course, it had to be, didn't it? The Blackburn fans, just were decent fans and just let the City fans celebrate at the end. So, yeah, they talk about the City fans everywhere, of course, are in the ground, mainly to the right-hand side in that stand, but obviously all dotted about the ground as well. And, of course, those on the hill, which is what gives this documentary its title, of course, Kings of the Hill. Also, we on the hill? Again, please let me know. Let me know what happened, what you did. We weren't great in the first half, guys. That sort of reflects on that. Very nervy first half. When I was watching it, very nervous indeed. And of course, Weaver was a busy keeper, making some good saves, and the post and the bar got a bit of a workout as well. But they were actually losing 1-0 at half time. We were all a bit down. Yeah, I was a bit down, a bit disappointed. But this was typical City, wasn't it? It wasn't unusual. Janssen had put Rovers ahead, and deservedly so. They perhaps could have been 3-4, 5-0 up, as one of the City fans said on this. Lots of worried faces amongst the fans when the camera pans around the ground. Of course, you could swap that for Main Road. Final game 1983, you could swap it for Wembley in about the 89th minute in 1999. You could swap it for 2012 in minute 93 or 93:10 or something like that. Multitude of frowns and disappointment, and other theatres we've played at over our history. Of course, you can swap it and change it for any of those, and we're used to that look, the City look, aren't we? So half time 1-0, but Joe claims the guys were down. Of course, we were bound to be down, but he sort of had words to try and instill confidence, and he was quite happy they'd go out that second half and make a better fist of it, actually show what they were made of. Finally, the fight back continues, of course, not before Rovers had hit the woodwork again. And it's funny, I do remember back at that time, and when the ball bounced off the post and went back into Nicky Weaver's arms, I'm fairly sure, I'm not doing this after the event, I'm fairly sure I thought at the time, there's something in this. We're going to get something in this. That can't happen without something happening for us. And then, of course, as soon as that happened, obviously Paul Dickoff made an appearance as well, which obviously was going to cement the possibility of the fight back, wasn't it? But elsewhere, Ipswich had moved into second spot. Ipswich were winning their game, so they were doing what they had to do. So it was up to our guys, wasn't it, to do what they needed to do. And up pops, of course, feed the goal. Up pops goal at the back post. And, of course, it shows this goal from all different angles in this documentary. And then a great own goal by Daly, I think it was how he pronounced his name. Not a Pollock, not as good as a Pollock special, but pretty good. As sort of Dickoff was annoying him like a little wasp, I think they said he was, which is totally right. It was annoying him and sort of chased him and the ball into the back of the net. So we were 2-1 up. The fans totally back up. No, the frowns had gone, that's for sure. And the hill is up as well, all excitement on the hill. And of course, Kennedy added a third and did his very famous fist pump run into the arms of Big Joe, and Joe did comment about he had a few run-ins with Mr. Kennedy, but obviously that was just total emotion. 3-1 up. We get the Nicky Weaver cartwheels in front of the fans, of course. Probably about a 5.5 out of 10 for those, Nicky, in all fairness. City fans, of course, on the conga in front of the Rovers fans, and this is where obviously all respect to the Rovers fans for doing what they're not doing anything daft. And I think the commentators were actually saying the should be careful just in case. But as I say, it was a good atmosphere and a great atmosphere by the Blackburn Rovers fans as well. So the City fans were on a conga in front of the Rovers fans. And then we got a fourth, didn't we? Yes, just to wrap it up. And obviously it was Mr. Dickoff himself, Paul Dickoff, who scored that great goal. And it was relax and enjoy, and even me, when we were winning games 3 or 4-1. I could never relax till it got into the last minute, and that was probably the case. But in this one, I probably relaxed a few minutes earlier, that's for sure. And the fans, of course, were amazing. There's amazing pitch invasion, which we get to see. Fans outside were being let in by, again, obviously. Controlled, let in by the stewards from outside to join in the celebrations in the ground, of course, and it didn't show an empty hill, but I'm sure, I'm sure the guys on the hill all rushed down. I think they did. I think that was well commented at the time. I wouldn't mind seeing an image of that, a hill all empty after, while fans were in the ground or something like that. That would have been a nice touch, but we never did. It's not on this documentary anyway. There might be footage out there, I'm not too sure. And we get some dressing room footage of the guys celebrating, of course, and then the players joined the fans in the director's box, didn't they? Just the great finale, of course. Certainly for guys who were there, I don't think we got to see all of this. I don't think at home or whichever way we watched it later on or whatever. So yeah, it was a good watch. I enjoyed this. It sort of finishes there. I wouldn't have minded. It's called Kings of the Hill, which obviously is about City, basically, Kings of the Hill. But I thought a bit more on the fans would have been nice. I wouldn't have minded getting a few views as to what they got up to, the guys who were there, what did they do from the early hours, and the guys on the, get someone who was actually on the hill talk about that. What did you do? Did you run down? And stuff like this. So I wouldn't mind seeing a little bit more from the fans themselves, what they got up to during that wonderful day. And it was a wonderful day by the end of it. It didn't start off that way. But either way, we were in the playoffs anyway, weren't we? So as I said, as City fans, we would have just took it on the chin and said, all right, we go again, sort of thing. But there you go. But it is all good stuff. Yeah, it includes contributions. I made a note. I think I've got them all from City fans: Mark Bent, Stephen Craven, Scully and Adge. John Pittard, a Blackburn fan, makes a contribution. And the players, you got Dickoff, Weaver and Golter. Journalist Chris Bailey, who was there. I think he's a City fan as well, I think. I'm not too sure, possibly. And, of course, Joe Royals contributes as well. So, there you go. Great little thing. Day's 32. It could have been better, but, hey, not bad at all, and well worth a watch. Is it worth the $1.99? Possibly, but there's lots of other good stuff on there, guys. So, even if you pay the $1.99, or just do the trial. Do the trial if you've not done the trial so far. It'd be a great watch. And we were back, weren't we? We were back where we belonged, well, for a season anyway. It didn't last too long, did it? But hey, we were back onwards and upwards. Obviously, perhaps a bit of a stutter in between. But please let me know any memories you've got of the day if you were lucky enough to be there. I wasn't getting to many away games at that stage in that season, in all fairness, because of work and personal things. But I was getting to all the home games, of course. But if you managed to get to Blackburn and got a ticket and you were there, let me know, please. It'd be great to listen to your stories, to add to this great little watch as well. Other people can obviously share in those stories as well if you leave your comments in the comments section on this little video. Hope you enjoyed it anyway, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and be more of this City at the movies. They've still got one or two of the older ones of the big films to feature yet, which I've not put out there, but they're there, and I'll carry on doing these little specials based on the City Plus documentaries as well. Hope you enjoyed it anyway. Leave us your comments. Thanks for watching. Till we meet again, I ask one thing, don't I? Please stay safe, Blues. Come on, City. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.